The Portland Museum of Art is ready for a reset. For the last couple of years, it's been at the center of a heated battle over its plan to expand its campus in downtown Portland. That battle is now over. So, as the dust settles, this seemed like a good time to ask the director of the museum where it's been and where it's going. It was with considerable fanfare and great enthusiasm that the Portland Museum of Art announced its plan for a $100 million expansion. It called for demolishing the former Children's Museum building next door to make room for the addition. But the preservation group Greater Portland Landmarks opposed the demolition of the old building, took the museum to court to stop it, and didn't give up the battle until recently, after a judge ruled the building could be torn down. So the simple question is, what happens now?
The museum right now is kind of settling back and trying to have a healing moment and deciding how do we move forward with the existing project from the design competition.
Some things have changed since the museum revealed its expansion plans, and it now has what Mark Bessier calls short-term priorities and long-term priorities.
And the long-term priority is to create an aspirational vision of what this entire neighborhood, this region can be, with a mass timber, beautiful new art museum. At the same time, we're very concerned right now today with deterioration of Congress Square and Congress Street.
It was in January of 2023 that the museum named the winner of the international competition to design the new addition. It picked this design out of more than 100 entries. What you had proposed would have been a major financial undertaking.
Yes.
And I know a lot of the thinking for that occurred before the pandemic.
Yes.
And since the pandemic, the museum has been challenged. Attendance has gone down. Is the museum in a position financially where it can do what it originally envisioned a few years ago?
It's a great question. We would never move forward if we couldn't afford it. We feel pretty good. Right now, the existing budget is about $100 million. We've raised almost $50 million. We're not going to move forward until we have enough at that point to go where we need to go.
A key measure of the museum's health is straightforward: the number of people coming through the door.
Pre-COVID was 175,000. Last year was 145,000. So we're starting to see it tick back up where we want it to be. Just now, Art and Bloom, we had a long weekend and we had 10,000 people. You know, we can show the programming will bring the people. The battle with Greater Portland Landmarks got pretty heated and it was very public. Do you think that it has, to some extent, perhaps hurt the image, the reputation of the museum? It's a fair question. I'd say, you know, the civic process is complex, and we've seen the way in which politics are working these days. It's become much more combative. I also think that the process for changing an attribution of a building should be hard. There's a reason it's rigorous. So we feel there's a healing moment now, which is why we're also not trying to hurry into anything. We want to work with Greater Portland Landmarks and with our friends on preservation because we are preservationists. And maybe there's many opportunities for us to come together on things that we believe in.
You say that you don't want to hurry at this point and sprint towards an expansion,
right,
but you must have at least a rough idea of when you'd like to have
tomorrow.
The building complete.
We'd like to have it tomorrow. It's been a while, the competition. But
are we talking 5 years? Are we talking 8, 10?
This is a long haul. We're not going anywhere. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it right. We're pretty clear what the building, our audiences want from that building, and we need to deliver what they expect. And we'll deliver it what they expect when we can deliver it.
You mentioned that the museum is concerned about the decline of Congress Square, Congress Street, the downtown.
Yes.
People out in the open using drugs, people sleeping in doorways, all of these problems that are associated with homelessness. That's an extraordinarily difficult problem to address. Are you reasonably confident that the city can make changes that will really affect what we see when we walk out the doors here?
You know, thank you for bringing it up because I think we need to talk about the issue. The PMA doesn't have the answers, and the city has been trying for years to figure this out. But right now, clearly the unhoused situation and the drug situation in Portland, even in the front page of the New York Times, is tough to see. And for those of us who work and live in this neighborhood, it's tough. The key is everybody wants it to get better, so I think you have everybody working together versus at odds with each other. The city wants it to happen, the businesses want it to happen. The problem is we're in a little bit of a a vicious cycle going down, not up, where one thing leads to another, leads to another. We need to reverse the trend.
The Portland Museum of Art still has permitting issues and those type of approvals that have to be taken care of by the city. As you saw, Mark Bassir declined to be specific about how long it might take to get those resolved and start construction. And I asked him what the #1 lesson was he had learned during this long dispute over the museum's proposed expansion. He said, patience.